Hey, YouTube family and GN subs. Amnesty? Do we have an amnesty coming? I think I told you a couple years ago in 2019, if you check out my videos, I told you an amnesty was going to come, granting permanent resident status to migrants who are in the US. I think Biden is mulling this over and thinking about it and going to make it happen. My name is Humberto R, immigration attorney here in Los Angeles, and you can get me at hrg@graylaw.com. That's the only place you can get me. Alrighty, a lot to unpack here on this new potential amnesty. So let's get at it. All right, so we all know what's happening on the border, right? Biden has closed the border to asylum claims. When the number of apprehensions at the border reached 2,500, it's closed. So the asylum method to get to the United States and get a work permit is going to be substantially diminished. And so look, this is a negative policy, right? So whenever there's a negative policy, I told you there's going to be a positive as well. So what Biden is doing is he is considering giving what's called parole in place to those migrants who are here unauthorized and who entered the United States without authorization and currently out of status. But it is going to be limited, very, very limited. So it's going to be limited to 1.1 million migrants who are the spouses of U.S. citizens. Okay, that's what it's limited to. I think if Biden gets reelected for a second term, then he's going to give a blanket amnesty like we did in 1986 to approximately 11 million. But now we're talking about a very limited group of individuals, but nevertheless, pretty important. So the way that it works currently is if you are the spouse of a U.S. citizen, you have to have made a legal entry into the United States to have a benefit of 245A. That means you can adjust and get your green card in the U.S. Otherwise, you would have to file the I-130 petition, get the approval, file a waiver, leave the United States, go back to your home country, pick up the green card with an I-601A waiver. So how is this different? This is different because you're going to be able to get the green card in the U.S. What is a parole in place? A parole in place is basically if you are here illegal, you file an application, you become legal as if you made a legal entry, then you can file your adjustment without a waiver and pick up the green card here in the U.S. How is this different than the parole that we're hearing about where individuals are paroled into the United States to pursue the asylum claim? It's really a lot different because the parole into the United States is an application that's by DHS. That's issued at the port of entry, and then you're paroled into the United States. With a parole in place, you need not depart the U.S. is as if automatically you make a legal entry. The parole in place is under the executive authority. This was used for military families. So if you had a spouse or a child who was serving in the military, you were able to be paroled in place, and then you would be able to get the green card. So the migrant has a son or daughter or a spouse who's in the military, and that migrant came illegally, entered the country illegally. It would be almost impossible without leaving the United States to get back with the green card. So the parole in place allows, in effect, an amnesty to be granted authorization to be in the United States where the grounds of inadmissibility do not apply. Let me read this section of law to you. An alien who entered the United States without inspection, but subsequently receives parole, is not inadmissible under either of the two inadmissibility grounds contained in section 212A6 AI. All right, so what that means is, even if you enter the country illegally, you're still able to pick up your green card in the United States. Will Biden do this? I think Biden will do this because this is very limited, okay? It's not a blanket amnesty that's very large. So this is reported by the Wall Street Journal. Let's see what happens. I'll keep you updated as to what's going on. And hey, thanks so much for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like and subscribe. Go to my content. I got good stuff, folks. And we'll see you soon.